Hello listeners, today I'm going to talk about a very interesting remedy. Its name is Folliculinum, which is very important remedy nowadays, especially nowadays a lot of women are getting this hormonal therapies, and because of that and of course contraceptive pills, because of those hormonal therapies, a lot of women are suffering from amenorrheas and some other menstruation related issues, and this remedy work wonderful in those cases. I have seen a beautiful cases, I have seen a beautiful results of this remedy in those cases. So let's talk about this remedy. Folliculinum looks very much like lacaninum, sepia kind of lethargy, tired kind of personality. There is a lack of being, there is a feeling of being controlled. They feel the others are controlling them, which make you think of the animalistic remedies, the remedy which are made from the animals like an animal. So you sometimes you confuse with those remedies because they have this very controlled environment. Those people who need these remedies lives in very controlled environment. Either it's the family controlled or religiously controlled environment, or politically controlled environment. So these people are highly lives in highly controlled environment, and the other people dominate them, so they feel like a doormat. So everybody use them, everybody abuse them. So this is the main feeling of this folliculinum remedy. And because of that, they goes into this self denial and emotionally drained like sepia. They don't want to do anything, but yet they just obey, they just listen others. And I have seen this beautiful case of a lady who was getting this hormonal therapy, although his husband was sexually weak, but because of in-laws, she was getting a hormonal therapy because the in-laws don't want to accept that their son has this weakness. So they were giving this hormonal therapies to this lady. So it was a constant, it's like a very dominating, a very suppressed personalities, folliculinum.
And that's why folliculinum is also used in those cases where there's hormonal therapies or the history of hormonal therapies, different kind of hormonal therapies.
And that's why this remedy is mentioned under the ailments from rape, ailment from dominance of other, where there's a carcinosin, where there's a staphysagria, because they are also suffering from this dominant personalities. Other people dominate them, and because of that they lose this confidence. They lose the confidence of themselves. In practice, these women cannot speak for themselves. Mostly their mother or their husband speak for them, because they are so confused, or they are so recessive. They do not say anything because they are so suppressed. And so they have this bottle of feeling that they suppress every emotions. They cannot say it, like magnesiums. They cannot say it, so they suppress all their emotions. And because of that, they develop this sadness, they develop this indifference, they develop this this tiredness, this constant confusion. And also they are like self-denial. I remember a case of a girl who were getting this hormonal therapy because of she has this black hairs on the chin. So because of that, her in-laws verbally abuse her, that look, you have so many hairs and this and that. So that's why she was getting this very high hormonal therapy, very intense hormonal therapy, to just remove the hairs, because she cannot cope up with this saying of the in-laws. So this kind of self-denial, sacrifice yourself for others, this is very prominent part of this folliculinum remedy. And if specifically in women, if you got this menstrual issues with this this doormat kind of feeling, then you must think of this folliculinum. In folliculinum, you can also use this remedy in those cases where you can find this abuse history of abuse, sexually, physically, or mentally abuse, either now or in the past. You can find this remedy very helpful in those cases. There is another key aspect of this remedy, which is lack of reaction. In those cases where you find a lack of reaction, especially with hormonal disturbance, you must think of this remedy. So in those cases where you have prescribed different remedies, but none of them is working or fail to produce any results, so you can use this folliculinum as an intercurrent remedy. But keep in mind, don't give this remedy in very high potency. I mostly give this in 12, 9 or 30 C, because this is the best potency what I find out. Okay, you can give it them as an intercurrent remedy in those cases where your prescribed remedies are not producing results, or they are failed to show any results. Murphy advised this remedy in pre-menstrual syndromes, where there's a weight gain without excessive eating, and which get worse before the menses or during the ovulation. Or he also advised this remedy in premenstrual headaches, migraines, which starts before the menses. Dr. Murphy advised to give this folliculinum in 3 or 4x in those cases which are suffering from amenorrhea. It actually initiate the menstrual flow, but he advised 7C in those cases to regulate the menstrual flow, and he advised 9C in those cases where there's a premenstrual issues. You can also use this remedy in those cases where the males or females are working in office environment under the high pressure, high mental pressure jobs, where they have to achieve high goals. And suddenly they get ill, and after the acute phase of illness, they lost the confidence, they lost this vitality, they lost this strength in their body, and this folliculinum remedy helps them to track them back on their healthy path. Folliculinum looks like carcinosin as well. In many of his character, like tiredness, self-sacrifice, ailments from abuse of others, ailments from rape or sexually or physically abused issues. That's why old masters has recommended this remedy in conjunction with the carcinosin. So in those cases where you feel that a carcinosin is not producing enough results, and there is a excessive tiredness and a loss of appetite, in the sense of loss of doing anything in their life, you must think of folliculinum as a remedy. So in this sense, this remedy is not just for women. This could be a wonderful remedy for this day and age, where you can see this nux vomica kind of personality after the business loss or after the high intensive jobs. People just lose the will to do anything else. So then you must think of this folliculinum in those cases. Furthermore, Vermeulen has given a very wonderful picture of this remedy. He wrote that this remedy, there's a strong link with the carcinosin, and it is not surprising that folliculinum works well when carcinosin is indicated but does not act. Same way, he has also said patient is not responding any other homeopathy, then you must think of this remedy. And you can also think of this remedy in those cases where there's slow recovery after the infection. Folliculinum is a wonderful remedy around menopausal stage. That's why it comes very close to this lachesis remedy. Lachesis also cover hot flashes, and this remedy also have this hot flashes, lachesis kind of personality, red face, hot flashes.
Folliculinum also have the symptoms, which is amelioration from menstrual flow, means which is when the menstrual flow starts, its symptoms subside, which is a very prominent symptom of lachesis. But unlikely, it doesn't have the aggravation after the sleep, which is a very prominent symptom of lachesis, that its symptoms aggravate during the sleep.
जी तो लिसनर्स, ये थी आज की वीडियो. आई होप यू एंजॉयड. इफ यू हैव एनी क्वेश्चंस, just let me know. See you next time with any other video. Bye.